The subculture of the U.S. left has become rather pathological. The call-out culture. I mean, many of these are legitimate issues, but there's this culture of total intolerance, and organization after organization just spirals down into internal conflict over totally irrelevant stuff. Because the basic stuff about class politics, who produces the wealth, who takes it, what are they doing with our tax money, and anti-imperialist politics about why are they taking our money and destroying these countries, hurting these innocent people. You don't have to understand very much to know that you don't like U.S. foreign policy in this violent form. Those core mass unifying issues have been smothered for decades under this boutique, baroque, university-based, esoteric politics, and that's part.
Don't you think it was by design? I mean, you've had to go outside of the left to the left to write about this, but there's a real NGO industrial complex that has
Yes,
forced this kind of cultural shift away from class politics.
it's definitely deliberate. It begins after World War II. You see it in Europe with the CIA realizing that they can't just liquidate the left. There's a portion of the left that they have to live with, so they're going to nudge it away from class politics, away from supporting actually existing socialism. Then you get the foundations, the private foundations start getting into funding around early mid-50s. Then you get the war on poverty, which is about funding these rebellious social movements professionally, giving them block grants, pitting them against each other, choosing what themes will be funded. The Ford Foundation most famously, like pushing race at the expense of any kind of class unity. On through the 70s and 80s, this pattern is entrenched. And then at the same time, there's, red baiting, there's Taft-Hartley 46, which this part of Taft-Hartley is overturned, but for about 5 or 6 years, it's illegal for socialists and Marxists and communists to serve as employees or officers of unions. So a whole generation of the best organizers and the most sort of sophisticated intellectual elements in organized labor are driven out of the labor movement. And all of that is set in motion, and it kind of culminates in this moment now